Hello and welcome to the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League, live tonight from Circuit of the Americas for race number 7 in their 10-race spring season. The BMW M4 GT3 machines. This racetrack, oh so famous here in the United States, home of the United States Grand Prix for Formula One, and should be a good one here in these cars. Very difficult racetrack to master. A bit of elevation change, but mostly a lot of flat corners and technical driving. It's going to be interesting to see how these guys push their cars here tonight with a little bit less downforce than an F1 machine. Really looking forward to hopefully a successful event here tonight. We do have a little bit of a smaller field in this one this evening, but still should put on some exciting racing for us. As we are about 2/3 of the way through the season, let's take a look at the points entering into tonight's race. Christopher Hill has won 7 sprint race events, and if you're not familiar, this season we are running the dual sprint race format every single race week. So 2 20-minute races per race week, and drivers have an opportunity to win an event. Within that, they can win one or both of them. They could also qualify in the pole. That's maximum points if you qualify in the pole and win both sprint races. Christopher Hill has done that 3 times this season, and he also has an additional sprint race win. Darren Treacle with 3 sprint race wins trails him in points. Steve Ficacci also has one, and Rafael Torres, he's got one as well. I think Rafael actually having to sit out tonight for some aggressive driving over the last few races, so that's one of the contenders kind of out the window, but should be exciting up here at the front of the field. You can see all of these other drivers in the top 20 in the standings. And yes, Scott in chat mentioning also it is spring break in some areas of the country, so a lot of people on vacation, potentially away from home or with their families, so that could lead to a little bit of a lower turnout here tonight. I think we're still around 17 drivers. Could be a solid race. So this track here, Circuit of the Americas, we'll pull up the track map for you. You can see there are quite a few long straightaways. These drivers going to be getting upwards of 150, 160 miles an hour or so in a couple of these straightaways. Looking at Steve Ficacci right here. Looking to get a better lap in. I think he's going to run out of time. Just 10 seconds left in qualifying. Currently, Christopher Hill fastest on the qualifying charts. He goes over on the left as it should cycle over here in just a moment. Darren Treacle second quick, Ficacci third, Babalano fourth, DeCoucher fifth. As we are going to head to the starting grid for tonight's race at Circuit of the Americas. Where your favorite drivers are rolling off here tonight. Starting on the front row, once again, it's going to be Christopher Hill. He's gotten so many pole positions so far this season, and adds another one to his tally, a 2:02.66, the fastest lap of anyone. About a half second quicker than second place qualifier Darren Treacle. Darren, though, is going to give him a run for his money. He's done that all season long, and he is rolling off on the front row alongside the 101. Rolling off from the second row, it's going to be Steve Ficacci, Michael Pavolano roll off from 4th. Jonathan DeCoucher starts in the 5th position. Reed Wilson rolling off from 6th. 7th tonight is Adam Pohl. 8th, Aaron Dietrich. 9th, Peter Lanik and Stefan Vapa going to round out the top 10. Jesse Brannon in 11th. Clint Fletcher going to start from 12th. Colin Kortnick rolling off 13th. Aspen Belvin 14th. 15th, Mike Nickum. 16th, Matthew Stover. Rounding out the field tonight, Robert Benson in 17th position in tonight's event. Taking a look at the track conditions here. Not too hot down in Austin, Texas. 65-degree air temp, 75-degree track temp. Gonna be plenty cool enough for these guys to have some grip out there. as pace car does get rolling here. We do want to thank you for tuning in tonight on V-Speed for the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Tonight's race brought to you by SEO Mike and Beltway Brewing Company. You can learn more about them in the video description as well as at the halfway break. As the field's going to work from about halfway around the racetrack, it'll take them a few moments here to get up to where we will start the race on the main straight. Going to be a really exciting one here tonight. Mr. German in the chat as well ordered a shirt. I believe that was just last night. That order's been placed. I know, Scott, you've got a shirt on your way. If you are interested in getting some custom BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing merch, check out vspeedsim.com/shop. We've got a cool t-shirt up there ready to order in a variety of colors. And no Torres out here tonight. No Rafael Torres. He, I believe, is under penalty and had to miss this race due to over-aggressive driving the last few weeks, so he's going to be out. But the field working down towards the final corner here at Circuit of the Americas, COTA. And we're about to get underway for sprint race number 1 here tonight. They're working towards that start-finish line, waiting for the green flag to fly. And there it is, green flag off and away. Already 2, 3, 4 wide as they head off down into turn number 1. Christopher Hill, he's going to be looking to defend. And side-by-side racing for second, that is going to be Darren Treacle and Ficacci. Shuffled back a few positions here. Move, that is Reed Wilson up to P3 straight away in that 66 machine. He's a driver looking for a good finish here tonight as they work through the S's. The first section of this racetrack, it is Christopher Hill already out to a 1-second lead over Darren Treacle, who's going to be fighting off Reed Wilson, Michael Pavolano to 4th. Ficacci started in 3rd, falling back to 5th here right off the get-go. Behind them, single file all the way as they go through the kink down to the first hairpin corner. And side-by-side for second, that is going to be Darren Treacle, defensive line. Reed Wilson not able to put the power down as he gets through the gears. Out behind him, some racing farther back. Side-by-side, that is going to be, I think, Aaron Dietrich was off to driver's left, but he settles back into line. Christopher Hill still 1.3 seconds out in front. There goes Dietrich now, going to try and make a move on Stefan Vapa. Going the nose down in the braking zone. He is there. They're going to make contact, though, on lap 1. I know they're really cracking down on that. Around goes Vapa, and Aaron Dietrich could be in some deep water here. Going to be well behind the rest of the field, both of those drivers. And I know the admins here have been trying to crack down on the aggressive driving and the contact. Trying to keep things nice and clean out here, and a little bit of a breakdown right there as Dietrich took a look down to the inside. Stefan Vapa turned in. Dietrich had gotten alongside at that point. We'll see how they rule that one. But working out of the final corner, that is going to be Christopher Hill. Leading lap number 1. Darren Treacle right there in second. 1.4 seconds behind now. But he was able to hold off Reed Wilson on lap 1. Look at Mike Pavolano. He's got Steve Ficacci all over his back bumper. Steve in a new paint scheme on that race car, looking pretty good. Moved away from the pretty much all black machine to the blue and light blue car as he puts pressure on Pavolano through the S's. Has to back off a little bit, that aero push. A little farther back, Adam Pole, Peter Lanik fighting for 7th and 8th. Farther back, Clint Fletcher's had some issues. Not sure what's happened right here. Let's take a look at the replay. Oh, he cut the S's there. Went off through the grass, had to, I believe, give a slowdown penalty. I think we've had some problems, possibly Christopher Hill with issues. He's fallen back to 8th. What happened to Christopher Hill? Let's take a look. Oh, no, up into... Oh, is that turn 1? No, that... I don't know where this is. Oh, it may have been turn number 1, actually. Or at the hairpin. He just looped it. Got it back rolling, but into P8. So Christopher Hill, who is leading, has now got some work to do. 8 seconds behind Darren Treacle, who's taken over the top spot. As we look down from the tower here in the middle of the racetrack. That is the battle for the race lead. Darren Treacle first. Reed Wilson in second. Behind them, Michael Pavolano and Steve Ficacci working through the final corner. Those top 4 all could be fighting for it as it comes down to the final laps. Jonathan DeCoucher right there in 5th. Not too far behind. And then a bit of a gap back to Adam Pohl as he's about 6 seconds off the race lead. Peter Lanick as well. Back here in 7th. All of those guys earning up a position as Christopher Hill has fallen now back to that 8th spot. This is going to be one of the battles to watch. Treacle looking for another sprint race win. He's got 3. Second most of anybody, but he is under some heavy fire right here. Oh, and a little off track there for Reed Wilson. He goes through the grass. That'll cost him a lot of time. Now down to about 8/10 off of Treacle. He's been faster, though. About a half second quicker the previous lap. Look at this. Pavolano with the send down into the hairpin. Going to close up for the moment, but Ficacci all over his tail. That's going to be a battle for the rest of this race, I think, assuming neither of these guys make any major mistakes. DeCoucher also closing in. He's got a little bit of a toe down this long straightaway. As they top 160 miles an hour into the braking zone. And Ficacci looking to try and make a move right here. He'll go to the inside of Pavolano. I think he got by him cleanly there. That is a change of hands for the 3rd position. Ficacci is going to take that over. Already a sprint race winner this season. Last season's champion. And working back up to right where he started in 3rd position here tonight. Go back a little ways. Christopher Hill trying to recover. He is all over Peter Lanick right on his back bumper. Keep an eye on this 101. He's going to try and get back up there. Doesn't want to lose points. Might be able to make a move here as they work on the front straightaway. Got the toe. They'll peek out drivers left here as they head up towards turn number 1. Into the braking zone, gets through that corner nicely. The 9 trying to keep it wound up, tries to get on the power, can't do it. Christopher Hill back up to 7th position. And at the 5 machine of Michael Pavolano. Coucher's closed right up to these 2. Ficacci in front of him starting to drive away a few car lengths. Adam Pohl gives up a position to Christopher Hill. Maybe a little moment right there for those guys. Let's go take a look at that pass. Oh, big run up onto the curb right there. That may have damaged his car. He does have nose damage. Not sure if that's a result of that or if he had it right before, but either way, he's going to lose a spot to Christopher Hill and Peter Lanick, shuffling him back to 8th spot. Battle for the race lead not over yet. Reed Wilson 0.4 of a second behind Darren Treacle. Trying to find a way around him, looking every which way. Has not been able to make the move just yet. Ficacci slowly stalking them up to now just 2.5 seconds behind. Michael Pavolano tailing him. Jonathan DeCoucher, Christopher Hill off in the distance there. Gotten free of Peter Lanick and Adam Pohl out into 6th. We'll see what kind of lap times he can run with that race car. A little bit of damage on the left front, but not too bad. Probably a result of the curbs here at COTA. Good stuff so far, though, here tonight. It's been pretty exciting in the first 8.5 minutes. And I think we're going to have a battle for the race win in the second half of this one. Your friends aren't doing anything, bring them up, tell them to watch. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Of course, cheer on your favorite driver out there. Who do you think is going to win Sprint Race 1? Is it going to be Treacle? Is it going to be Wilson? Will it be one of those other guys in the top 10? Take a look here. Matthew Stover out in front of Aspen Belvin. Jesse Brannon right here as well. Brannon and Clint Fletcher, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago had an epic battle. A little offline right there for Clint Fletcher. Rides in 14th position. Robert Benson back here in 15th. Stefan Vapa in 16th has not been able to recover from what happened with him. And Aaron Dietrich, he's still 16th. Mike Mickham back here rounding out the field in 17th. Top 15 drivers earn points. Bottom two here going to be the only ones to not score points in this one. Wilson's lost a little ground to Darren Treacle. Maybe Darren doing a good job saving the tires. That clean air also works wonders on these machines. Side by side, Aspen Belvin, Matthew Stover to get into the top 10. Belvin, who's been one of the biggest movers through most races this season, and trying to work his way forward. Started 14th up to 10th. Dale Earnhardt livery. Behind him, Stover under fire from Jesse Brannon. And right there, here comes Aaron Dietrich trying to recover as well from his mistake earlier on. Right now rides 13th. We'll have a nose full of Jesse Brannon probably coming in at turn number 1, but a little bit of an issue with the shift right there. And not able to get up through the gears quickly enough to get there and attempt to pass. But he's going to try one nonetheless. Dives it into turn number 1. Brannon leaves room for him. They'll be side by side at the exit of the corner, but not able to complete that move as there goes Brannon. A couple car lengths now out in front of him. Oh, and he's up on the curb. That is going to check them all up. Clint Fletcher and Aaron Dietrich both have to check up. And Brannon well off the course there. Going to get out of the way. Maybe a slowdown as a result of his mistake. Meanwhile, Fletcher now putting the pressure on Aaron Dietrich. They head towards the hairpin. And they'll be side by side. The 13 and the 1. Can he cross him back over? No, he cannot. We'll try and get the draft down this long straightaway. This is a good battle to watch. Fletcher's had quite a few of them this season. He's going to try and use that slipstream, maybe down to the next corner here. Not close enough. Well, that battle for the race lead is completely dissolved. Reed Wilson now 1.5 seconds back. Pushed too hard, I think, those first couple laps. And as a result, might be feeling the tires wearing down just a little bit. There's not a ton of fall off in these cars, but there is definitely some. Kachi not able to close, still 3.3 seconds back. Avalano's falling off his back bumper, so nobody really all that close making passes other than Clint Fletcher and Aaron Dietrich. They're the closest cars on track. Matthew Stover as well, not far up the road from them. Been a great season so far with these guys, and a lot of exciting racing action for the first 6 races. Being race number 7. Take a look. Next week's event is going to be bringing us. Next week is going to be Montreal. Interestingly enough, I'm headed there in person tomorrow, so look forward to a trip up there. I've never been. Be a fun one, and maybe I'll stop by the old racetrack up there. Either way, that's where we go next. Then it's going to be Imola, and so we are going to have Barber Motorsports Park for the season finale in race 10. That's going to be a lot of fun. A great track. IndyCar races there. I know a lot of sports car groups do as well. As battle for position, Fletcher thought better of it. He backs out. That is actually where Dietrich made contact with Stefan Vappa earlier. And Fletcher backing out, deciding better. Maybe going to attempt later on. He's been keeping right up with that 13. Getting pretty tight right around here as Dietrich looking for a way around Matthew Stover. Has not been able to do it just yet, but might have an opportunity in these next few corners as he is going to look to driver's right, and there's going to be room there. Dietrich, the Golf machine, almost able to get it done, but a little rub in there out of the second to last corner. He'll send it in on the outside over the rumble strips. He's going to bring Clint Fletcher right there with him. 5 minutes left in this session. It's going to be nose to tail. Fletcher and Dietrich as they head off into turn number 1. Stover on that inside lane. He's going to be able to stay alongside. He actually backed out of it just a bit. And a little tire spin there off the corner. That'll let Clint Fletcher through. Here comes Jesse Brannon in the 333. So hard to know where you're at on the racetrack. You can see Brannon just completely lost his line there. And Vappa starting to close up to this group. He's in the points right now, 15th. And there goes Brannon, well wide of the mark there. He lets Vappa right on through. This is where all the battling is happening from 6th on back. This battle from 12th on back, actually 11th with Aaron Dietrich. Christopher Hill is, I believe, closing up on Jonathan DeCoucher. This would be for a top 5. A good solid recovery from his mistake. Not lost time to the leaders. He's actually been running faster than Darren Treacle. Too far back to make up that distance. See if the pole sitter can make a move here in the closing moments. We should have, I believe, 2 laps to go. As Reed Wilson has definitely lost touch. Darren Treacle driving away now, 2.2 seconds up the road. Ficacci starting to cut the gap down. Last time was 3/10 faster than the race leader, and 3/10 faster than Reed Wilson. And the distance there, just 6.5 tenths, so he might be there right at the end of this thing. Have to run a couple great laps. Work down from the top of the hill right there. Through the kink. That gap still 7, now 8 tenths actually. Ficacci lost a little bit of ground there, but he seems to be faster in other parts of the racetrack. And he'll set his sights. He'll get a little bit of a pull down the straightaway here. Let's see what he can do. Be the battle for second. I don't think anybody's catching Treacle unless he slips up in the last lap and a half here. Looking for sprint race win number 4. Ficacci not able to close up very much there, but Christopher Hill makes his way around Jonathan DeCoucher for the top 5 position. DeCoucher not going to let him run away just yet, though. He's still there, car length behind. cut that a little bit tighter. Still right behind him. 101 sets his sights on Michael Pavolano now. Farther back, Aaron Dietrich, Aspen Belvin. Trying to swap positions here. Oh, and Belvin almost turned right in on Dietrich. He backed out of it there. 10th and 11th swapping positions. A lot of this has fizzled out back here as well. They're multiple car lengths apart, but Belvin right there trying to use the Intimidate button and the Intimidator paint scheme. As we are on the final lap now, that gap, Darren Treacle back to Reed Wilson, 1.7 seconds. Hikachi still not quite close enough to put the pressure on Reed Wilson. It's about 4 or 5 car lengths. Not been able to close up any more than that as they work through the S's. Treacle's gap remaining around 1.9 seconds. Michael Pavolano back there in 4th. You can see Christopher Hill and Jonathan DeCouche starting to reel him in. Then it's a long ways back to Peter Lanick. About 11 seconds further as you see him now just working through the S's. As it is going to be a battle for second here. Fikachi closing up, just 2 car lengths back. Try and get that pole down the long straightaway. This time he will be a bit closer. As you can see, Reed Wilson trying to break that draft, weaving all over. Maybe just hurting himself there. For that distance, right around 0.4 of a second as they work down into this tight left-hand corner. They'll work back to the right here through the final few corners. Fikachi sets up with a wide entry. Look at that run out of the corner there. He'll get very close. This is the battle for second. Darren Treacle 2 seconds up the road. To the left, another tight corner, and Fikachi putting that pressure on. Reed Wilson feeling it. Gonna slip up here in the final few moments. Look at Fikachi just drive it into the corner there, hoping it sticks. And it does. 3 car lengths between those two. The final 2 corners, it's gonna be Darren Treacle out in front, gonna take that position. And Reed Wilson goes in the pits. As they cross the stripe, I think he technically got the spot. Michael Pavolano, Christopher Hill. Yeah, so they must have crossed the line right there, right where the flag man is waving, and I guess the pit entry is a shortcut. So interesting little glitch right there. I didn't know you could do that. A little farther back, Clint Fletcher, Aspen Belvin. That's the closest Battle 4 position left in this race, but not going to be close enough for Fletcher. He'll finish in the 12th spot. Stefan Vapa 13th. Matthew Stover had some issues. He lost a few positions back to 14th. Mike Nickum, he'll be in 15th. Currently last of the drivers to score points. And then Robert Benson, Jesse Brannon, 16th and 17th. Not going to be scoring any points here in Sprint Race 1. They'll have some work to do in Race 2. But see if we can pull up Christopher Hill for Sprint Race 2 or after Sprint Race 1. He had an interesting event right there. Let's see if we can get him in the booth with us. Christopher Hill, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, yeah.
Well, man, not exactly how you wanted Sprint Race number 1 to go, but you recover pretty nicely there up to a top 5. What was it like trying to regroup and recover and drive forward there?
I mean, it was kind of fun. Not exactly how I wanted the race to go. It was just a really random spin that I'll have to kind of look back and see what the heck I did there, but it is what it is. So made some good progress back up, and hopefully we can fight from 5th to hopefully get up somewhere on the podium for the main here. So
yeah, it seemed like you were able to gain quite a bit of time on those guys, and you know, it seemed also difficult to pass for some of these other drivers, you know, working through the S's, the aero push and all of that. Were you noticing that it was difficult as soon as you got pretty close to the car in front?
yeah, I mean, the draft is strong, but not strong enough that, I mean, you have to be rather close coming on to the straights to get enough of a run. and to really get by. And there's not a lot of other passing zones besides the main straights. I mean, there's a couple places you could get creative if push came to shove, but a lot of them are somewhat easily defended. And yeah, the last lap there, I thought I might have had a chance there, but it didn't quite pan out as I hoped. But it's all right. All things considered, it was fun coming from behind, but not not the plan. So we'll see if we can't fight back and make up for the first race there somehow. So
Yeah, indeed, and we'll be watching you for sure. But good recovery there, and good luck in race number 2.
thanks. See ya.
Right, I cut him off there a little bit. We got to jump to commercial break real quick, but a great drive back for Christopher Hill, as we will be right back after a word from the sponsors of the league. Beltway Brewing Company is located in Sterling, Virginia, and proudly represents the DMV area. Check out their lineup of unique IPAs, lagers, sours, stouts, and even seltzers. Savory and delicious empanadas by Peruvian Brothers are now available in their tap room. For all things Beltway, go to beltwaybrewco.com and follow at Beltway Brew Co. on social media. SEO Mike helps businesses of all sizes achieve higher search engine rankings to drive more traffic and increase sales. Contact SEO Mike today for a free website evaluation and quote. Mention this ad for 15% off your initial setup. SEO Mike, marketing websites on the internet since 1997. Visit SEOMike.com. All right, and back at the racetrack, big shout out there to SEO Mike at Beltway Brewing Company and their sponsorship of the series. So pretty cool to have them on here as these guys getting rolling now for sprint race number 2. It's going to be Darren Treacle starting from the top spot. Steve Ficacci will start from second. They start where they finished in sprint race number 1. And more opportunities for points here for a few drivers to gain on Christopher Hill, who had a moment there in race 1, ended up recovering up into what I believe was 4th place by the end of it. I do not know what happened to Reed Wilson. He has scored all the way back in 12th right now. So possibly with him going in the pit lane like that, may have done something weird with the scoring, but he is starting a bit farther back. And a driver who is very fast in that opening bit of sprint race 1, he's going to have to work his way forward here. Might not even have an opportunity to win. Have to wait and find out who's your choice for winning this one. Is it going to be Darren Treacle? He's got 4 sprint race wins this season. Steve Ficacci's already got one as well. Christopher Hill, of course, with 7 has the most of anyone and leading that championship. But Darren Treacle, good opportunity for him to gain some points here. They work into the restart zone area of the racetrack. Waiting for that green flag to fly. There it is, green, off and away from COTA for race number 2 in the Beltway, or sorry, the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Off into turn 1. Look at Reed Wilson with the send again, just like he did in race number 1. He is going to try and gain a lot of spots. He did gain a lot of spots racing side by side with Aspen Belvin. This is for 8th. They're going to go in the S's. He backs out of it. He'll lose that 8th position to Belvin for the moment, but watch for that 66 to work his way forward. Christopher Hill already up into 3rd, has gotten by Michael Pavolano. And Wilson now making that move on Aspen Belvin again. Goes a little wide, though. It costs him an opportunity for that pass. As behind him, Matthew Stover getting a bit squirrely. A nice tight racing up here at the front of the field. Darren Treacle has got a little bit of a margin over Steve Ficacci. Those guys don't want to let him get away because they'll and lose the benefit of the toe behind him. On hard into the braking zone here. Great shot, side by side farther back. Aaron Dietrich, Stefan Vapa. This is where they got together in race 1 at this exact moment. And once again, they find themselves entering the corner side by side. But this time, Vapa very hyper aware of it, I'm sure, and able to give some space there. Up in the top 3, though, Christopher Hill starting to put the pressure on Steve Ficacci already. That is where time is made up right there. You can see Christopher Hill closed up about a car length during the braking zone. He's been the fastest here all night, even with the mistake. Able to recover and get a really nice finish in sprint race 1. Ficacci, a really good job in turn 1 there to defend and actually increase the gap back to the 101. Those 3 starting to pull away. Michael Pavolano, not too far back, but starting to lose touch with them. Already 2 seconds behind Darren Treacle. And Christopher Hill much better through the S's than Steve Ficacci that time, right up to a car length behind him. And even closer than that here as they work back to the right. And then going to be back to the left here and down the hill. And a little slide right there from the 00. Very possible Christopher Hill could make a move in the braking zone, but going to close up, go wide on entry, cut it down tight, and he is right on him here down the long straight. That is textbook from the racing instructor, as I believe Matthew Stover with a moment there. Nope, he just lost the position or went side by side with Aaron Dietrich. And up here, the battle for second. Hill made the move, but not able to complete the pass. Ficacci's still hanging on to that spot as they race it up here. This is good stuff, side by side. And that is bringing Michael Pavolano right back into the mix. And that is letting Darren Treacle drive away. Ficacci was faster than Treacle late in race number 1. But seems firing off here. He's just not quite as quick as that 70. Darren has been really good all season. A little farther back, Peter Lanik, really nice, solid night up here in the top 5 right now. Colin Kortnick started 8th in race number 2. He's up to 6th. And, oh, contact, or around goes Ficacci. And I think Christopher Hill might have gotten into him. Let's take a look right here. Oh, a little bit of door banging action. I'm not sure Christopher Hill meant to do that, but he went way deep in the corner there and just straight on into Ficacci, who goes around. Uncharacteristic mistake from the 101, and I believe Christopher Hill has, he basically stopped on the racetrack here to give that position back to Steve. Courteous, respectful move right there, as there he goes right on by. They'll fight it out again. Those two battled for the championship last season, and a lot of racing between those two, tight racing all of that season, and another moment right there between them. But that's going to take a little bit more pressure off Darren Treacle, but moves Michael Pavolano to second. Peter Lanik up here in third, can end up on the podium. Look at the bold move there from Aspen Belvin, who looks down low. And a little bit of a reaction from Reed Wilson, who goes very wide. Colin Kortnick, Jonathan DeCusha right there in front of him. This is going to be a good set of battles for this race. Lanik hang on for a podium. How impressive would that be? Farther back, Ficacci and Christopher Hill, Stefan Vapa. Vapa still recovering from early on in race 1. But started 13th in this one and up to 11th. Farther up, Reed Wilson starting to size up Colin Kortnick as they head towards turn 1. He's going to make the bold move and go to driver's left. Kortnick kind of squeezing him a little bit there, but Reed Wilson going to make that pass into the top 5. A top 3 not out of the question. Lanik just up the road, entering the S's, Jakusher, and then Wilson close in tow. Kortnick a little offline, getting into the S's section. That's going to put him back into the clutches of Aspen Belvin. Keep an eye on that 66. Started 12th, and he gained 4 spots in the first corner of this race, and has continued to move back forward up into the top 5. Very aggressive racing out there, but very exciting as well. This is going to be the battle for the 3rd position. They work down the long straightaway. Jakusher's gotten right to the back bumper of Peter Lanik. He's going to make the move to the left. And Lanik going to back out early, maybe try and cross him over here. So hard to do that at this racetrack. I find that no matter how much you back out and try to get back in the throttle, there's just it's just so flat. The car can only turn so much. And that is going to put Lanik offline a little bit right there, and that is letting Reed Wilson close up even more. As he is now just 6/10 behind Peter Lanik, who's now fallen about 7/10 behind Jonathan Jakusher. Just like that, they swap positions, and the 7 machine driving away. For Reed Wilson, one of the racing instructors out here as well. Going to be trying to move forward. Aspen Belvin with problems in the final corner. He goes around. See what happened here to the 3. Also known as the 84. Just loses it in the middle of the corner, a little too deep in there. Too much mustard on that one, as some people would say. And gets back rolling, though, into 12th, so he's not going to have necessarily the biggest mover status tonight, but he was up there competing in the top 10 once again, and been very consistent in doing so this season. Wilson closes up now. Peter Lanik in 4th. He's going to do the wide arc, cut it tight. A nice straight shot off the corner, closes up another car length right there. They race past side by side down towards the sharp left-hander up here into the braking zone. That is going to be Reed Wilson taking that spot away. No problems at all. Lanik just trying to survive out here, get some good solid points, and a nice top 5. Be a great set of races for him. 6th in race 1, 5th potentially in race 2. I'll look a little farther back though. Dietrich putting pressure on Colin Kortnick. Steve Ficacci and Christopher Hill right here as well. This is going to be some good stuff. Bobble under braking for Colin Kortnick. That could give an opportunity, but Dietrich thinks better. He'll try and make the move in the middle of the corner. Actually, just that little peak there set up the pass, as here comes Ficacci with a great run. He'll work by the 32 of Kortnick as well. It could very well be 3 wide. Oh, just trying to clear. He clears, and now we're 3 wide. Ficacci around the outside of Aaron Dietrich. Is he going to be able to make that pass? He is. Dietrich going to lose 2 there. Gives 1 back to Colin Kortnick, and now that's going to hold up Christopher Hill, though. They're going to be close to side by side. Yeah, Christopher Hill right on him, trying to set him up, but not able to do so just yet. That's interesting. I don't know what happened exactly with Dietrich. Maybe just a little too much tire spin. Darren Treacle looks like he's on his way to sweeping the sprint races. Side-by-side battle here. Dietrich peeks the nose out, and he is actually going to give the spot up to Christopher Hill, who's going to make the move then on Colin Kortnick, and there's contact there. Dietrich and Kortnick getting together almost into Christopher Hill. Let's go back and take a look at that. That was very interesting. So first of all, the 13 out of the way. And there goes Christopher Hill. He goes right on by, really deep. Actually kind of missed the corner. Dietrich tried to take advantage of that. Meanwhile, Reed Wilson has gotten around Peter Lanik. He's trying to get on the podium here. Jonathan DeCoucher just up the road. Look at Steve Ficacci and Christopher Hill. Too far behind these guys. That's very impressive after what happened with them. Keep an eye on this battle, though. This could go on for the rest of the race. Colin Kortnick, Aaron Dietrich. And Dietrich kind of pulling all the tricks out of the book. A little peek on the middle of the straightaway, faking that he's going to make the move and just trying to set those guys up for a mistake. Clint Fletcher back here, not too far off of Stefan Vapa. Vapa back into the top 10. For some other battles back here, Adam Pohl, who started 7th but has made a pit stop in this race. Oh, and right in front of him, Matthew Stover is going to miss the corner. And that will give the spot to Adam Pohl, move him to 15th, but not the result that Adam was looking for, I'm sure. Currently 3rd in the points standings. And this is going to hurt him in the standings for sure. This is probably going to be his drop race. Either way, going to try and recover what he can here, but he's got about 4 seconds up to Jesse Brandon in 14th. Battling going on here, Dietrich, Kortnick, Vapa. Not too much going on up in front of them. Everybody separated by about a second and a half or more. Darren Treacle is just driven away from this field. He has got this place dialed in. He's won at Daytona this season. Got a sprint race win at the Nürburgring last week. Looking like he is going to sweep them again here. So the U.S. tracks he's got dialed in. Wonder if he's raced at both of them in real life. I think he talked about racing at Daytona. I wonder if he's raced at COTA. Aaron Dietrich gonna have to give up some spots there. Stefan Vapa goes on by. Just 5 minutes left in this one. Gonna be 2.5 laps to go as Darren Treacle out here for a Thursday night drive. Really impressive races by him. And that is the next car off in the distance. Michael Pavolano is going to have himself a great night. 2 podium finishes if he can finish out 2nd or 3rd here. Reed Wilson still closing up on Jonathan DeCoucher. Will be the next battle to watch. Ficacci closing in on Peter Lanik. That would be for 5th. Vapa and Kortnick side by side. Move Vapa up to P8 as he continues to recover. Here comes Dietrich, going to try and make a move. Try and cross over. the 32. Clint Fletcher now right in this battle. Four cars in a line right here from that is going to be 8th through 11th. Fletcher looks to the high side. Look at the move there by Aaron Dietrich. Just drove right underneath. Does he get a course cutting penalty or something there? What is going on with that? Did he cut too tight? Looking back right here. On the brakes hard. Oh, yeah, just off the rumble strips there. Got a course cutting penalty. To give up that time, and that is going to cost him an opportunity for a pass for the moment. Reed Wilson still closing up. Jonathan DeCoucher in third. Peter Lanik gotten passed up now. Steve Ficacci into 5th. Ficacci as fast as the race leader. Fastest car on the track right now, though. That is Reed Wilson. Not a good exit from the hairpin, and he actually lost some time to Jonathan DeCoucher, so he's going to have some work to do here in the last lap and a half. About 8/10 behind the 7 machine. That'll be the final spot on the podium. Top 2 pretty well settled out unless they make some mistakes here in the last couple laps. Battle farther back, Clint Fletcher. Alan Kortnick side by side. Right behind them, Aaron Dietrich. We had some other battling too. I thought I saw maybe Adam Pohl. Not exactly sure, but these guys really racing up. Clint Fletcher into 9th. Aspen Belvin's shuffled out to 12th right now. An eye on this final step of the podium as we are on the final lap of the race. Darren Treacle with a commanding lead. He's dominated the night. He's led every single lap except for the very first. So great driving tonight by the 70 of Darren Treacle. Be on his way to a good points night. And that the question is, who's going to be on the 3rd step of the podium? Is it going to be Reed Wilson? Or is it going to be Jonathan DeCoucher? We'll go on board here with Reed for a little while and see if he can catch up. Closed up a little bit here. He lost about 1/10 and a half the previous lap. Clint Fletcher with problems, I believe. Yeah, he got a slowdown. He still got the slowdown. Gives up a spot to Aspen Belvin. So Clint Fletcher from 9th back to 12th. Oh, Reed Wilson closing in. DeCoucher maybe going to feel that pressure here. He's got a half lap to a podium. And look at Reed Wilson on the brakes there. Closed up so much. Going to have to try everything here these last few corners. He is right there, though. It's just a car length or so. Little bobble. He is pushing that race car to the very limit. As we've got racing farther back, Aaron Dietrich looked like he was making a move around Alan Kortnick, but did not make that pass happen. Reed Wilson losing a little bit of ground right here through the last couple corners. And I think that was everything he had. He might give it a shot. He's got 2 more turns. Head towards the final corner. Darren Treacle's going to win here at COTA, sweeping the sprint races. Jonathan DeCoucher. Reed Wilson cuts onto pit road, but DeCoucher awarded the 3rd position. And Steve Ficacci able to get back to 5th. Peter Lanik. All of those guys as we have a battle coming into the final corner. Here comes Aaron Dietrich, a little door bang. And across the line, Dietrich's going to take that spot. Kortnick back to 10th. Aggressive move right there. As Darren Treacle, your race winner here tonight in both of the sprint races. Let's hear from him. Let's pull him up into the booth straight away. He parks it here in the S's. Congrats to Darren Treacle on a sweep of the sprint races tonight. He is not in the Discord yet, so we may actually give it a moment here. Pick a driver of the day and actually pull them in. Reed Wilson, we'll put Reed Wilson in. If you would like to join the Discord, Reed Wilson, if you're here and watching, make sure to join the Discord. You've been awarded driver of the day by the V-Speed team. If not, don't join, but we'll at least summarize your day for you, but wait for him to show up. I don't see any of them except for second place finisher Michael Papalano in the Discord here. So we'll give him a few moments. We'll cut to a quick commercial. We will be right back.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
All right, and back at the racetrack here, we're going to see if we can pull in third place finisher tonight. It's going to be Jonathan DeCoucher. John, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing tonight?
Hey, not too bad, man, and great finish for you in both races. Fifth place in sprint race 1, and you end up on the podium here in sprint race number 2, able to hold off a hard charge by Reed Wilson. Talk about your runs tonight.
Just lucky. I don't like this track. In race 2, I got lucky, unfortunately for Steve. I think Chris got into him, but Chris did the sportsman-like thing and waited for him and let him by, so that kind of gave me the free spot, and it was just up to me to keep him behind me. And I got lucky that he didn't get a good run. I got trouble getting out of the tight corners, but we're working on it.
Yeah, this track's so tricky, very technical, and no banking or anything to help you out when you're getting down on the brakes. But you did a great job out there, able to keep up with these guys and get yourself a nice podium finish. We go to Montreal next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Well, I'm from Canada, so let's go get it.
Oh yeah. I'm actually headed to Montreal this weekend, interestingly enough, but I won't be going to the racetrack. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do out there. So anybody want to give
fun.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody want to give a shout out to for third place tonight?
I'll just say hey to Pops at home. I know he likes to watch the races, so I hope he enjoyed that.
Awesome. Well, great job out there, and we'll see what you can do next week.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Too. And his third place finisher. Next, we are going to pull in second place finisher. That's going to be Michael Pavolano with a very strong night here. Hey, Mike, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Adam.
Hey, a couple of great races from you here tonight. You were third in race number 1, and you end up second here. So 2 podiums in a row in the sprint races tonight. Describe, the race from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean the second one where I got second, I that was a gift from Steve and Chris there. They're fast guys. I'm just trying to hang in there, and unfortunately they spun out, and I got in, but I was just really trying to hang in there. There's a lot of fast guys here in this league, as you know, and I guess on this track I noticed that you just gotta hang in there, keep it clean, and take advantage if you see, and that's what happened. But I look at it as a gift, so I thank both of them.
Yeah, that's what Jonathan was saying for his third place finish. But either way, I mean, you finished third in race number 1. You had some good speed out there. Darren was kind of off in his own world tonight, but you were next in class here. So that was definitely a couple of great races from you. Good points tonight. We go to Montreal next week. How do you feel about going out there?
I like that track. I haven't driven it in a while, so I'll need to put in a lot of practice in it. But I feel comfortable. But we'll see. Like I said, there's a lot of fast guys here. You gotta put in the seat time if you wanna compete. So I think I'll have to do that number of laps.
Yeah, it would take me a lot of practice for sure around that place. I don't know it all that well, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the BMWs do out there and see if you can back up the podium finishes here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my wife and kids for tolerating my hobby here, leaving me alone in the basement just to race and practice. So thank you to them. Thanks to the organizers, in particular Scott, right, Brian, and Dean. Thanks to you for the great broadcast, and thanks to our sponsors, SEO Mike and Beltway Brewery, Sten's company there. Thank you.
Yeah, and appreciate the time here after the race, of course, and great job out there with your podium finishes, and we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. As Michael Pavolano, P2 here tonight. Great finishes for him in the 2 sprint races. As we go now to race winner, it's going to be Darren Treacle, who sweeps the 2 sprint races here at COTA. Darren, this is Adam, the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, Adam. How are you?
Hey, not too bad, man. I think you got something for these American tracks this season. You dominated there at Daytona, or you at least swept the races, and then you do the same thing here tonight, leading every lap except for the very first one. Describe the race from your perspective. Probably pretty smooth, easy driving out there.
Yeah, it's funny. Just before you pulled me in, Scott Kim was saying the same thing. He was like, "Man, Darren, you seem to be doing good at the U.S. tracks." I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I don't know why. So I did so well at COTA, but it helped honestly. I mean, I was quick, and I had similar times to Chris. It helps that he spun in the first race. Obviously, that does. Reed put on a good fight there. He was right there, and then, I guess maybe his tires fell off or something. I don't know, but he kind of fell back, and then I could kind of relax a little bit. In the second race, Chris and Steve came together in turn 1, and Steve spun, and then he felt bad because that's not the way he races, and he stopped and waited for Steve, which was cool. But at the same time, it allowed me to pretty much drive away and get a nice gap, and then I could just put in some nice laps and relax and keep an eye on Mike behind me to make sure he wasn't making up any ground. It played in my favor. It doesn't always play into your favor, but tonight it did, So you just take it when you can get it.
Yeah, that is a part of racing, right? Sometimes good luck or luck falls either way, in these types of situations. But you've had a great season so far. This is now 5 sprint race wins for you. Second most of anybody behind Christopher Hill. He's got 7, but you're closing up that gap, and it'll be a good points night as well. We head to Montreal next week. How do you feel about going out there?
Well, originally I wasn't supposed to be here for this race, but I actually end up having to work part of the day tomorrow, so I can't go to the track until after I get off work, so I was able to run tonight. Next week, I won't be able to run because I will be up at pit race at a race that weekend, unless something happens that I'm not able to go, which hopefully that's not the case. I like Montreal. I haven't done a lot of laps there. It would be fun to do it, and a challenge for sure. But as of right now, the plans are as I won't be there.
Yeah, that's it's more fun to race in real life anyways too. So
I have to choose between getting in my real race car or sitting here at home. It's going to be my real race car for sure.
yeah, I would do the exact same. But man, you put on a great set of races here, a dominating performance, and able to hold those guys off that were challenging you there through those early parts of the races as well. So a couple of sprint race wins. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for tonight's run?
Sure, I give a shout out to my insurance agency, Treacle Insurance Agency, Haggerty Motorsports, where we can insure race cars for off-track coverage and then collectible vehicles as well. And then the league sponsors, SEO Mike, Sten over there at Beltway Brewery, and then of course Scott for setting all this up, and then you guys for putting on a good broadcast. They're a lot of fun to watch, so really
Awesome.
appreciate that. Yeah,
and appreciate you taking the time here right after the race for us, and go celebrate and have fun in the real race car at Pit Race. I know that's a fun track. I know some people that have run there, so go have some real world fun, and we'll catch you hopefully in a couple weeks.
sounds great. Thanks, Adam.
All
Have a good night.
You too. And as Darren Treacle, race winner in both of the sprint races tonight, very impressive night for him. We're going to go through the rest of the results here from COTA in the BMW Car Club of America National Capital Chapter Sim Racing League. Race number 7, Darren Treacle wins both of the sprint races. Mike Pavolano comes home in second, Jonathan DeCoucher in third, Reed Wilson in fourth, Steve Ficacci fifth, Peter Lanik sixth, Christopher Hill seventh, Devin Vampa eighth, Colin Kortnick in ninth. Rounding out the top 10, Aspen Belvin. Finishing 11th, Clint Fletcher, 12th, Adam Pohl, 13th, Mike Nickham, 14th, Matt Stover, 15th, Aaron Dietrich, 16th, Robert Benson. Rounding out the field here in race 2 is going to be Jesse Brannon in 17th spot. No lead changes here in race number 2. We did have just the one in race number 1, and that led to Darren Treacle essentially dominating tonight's races. So congrats to him. All the other drivers for putting on a great show for us once again. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did. Check out the race sponsors down in the video description below. We'll be back on Tuesday night with the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series when they kick off their chase for the championship at Daytona. It'll be a lot of fun to kick things off there with them. And we'll be back next Thursday with this series from Montreal. Looking forward to all of that. Thank you again for tuning in. Have a great night.